This is Rob Carbone, and you're listening to BD4.
He loops out to left field. Going to be a tough play. Jeter on the run, makes the play. Oh, flies into the stands. Oh, what a play by Derek Jeter. There it goes. Deep to left. Really deep. See ya. Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Aaron Judge.
Way back left field. You gotta be kidding me. Goodbye, home run. I swear to God, you gotta put four fingers up. Torres comes to the plate.
See ya. A home run by Derek Jeter. Oh, what a ball game. A game-winning walk-off home run by Derek Jeter. He is Mr. November.
This one by Mattingly. Oh, hang on to the roof.
Miles high, middle's far, it is gone. A tremendous home run to the back end of the grandstand in left field. The Sanchino. No, that Gary is scary.
Ball game over. Yankees win. No! Yankees win.
What is going on, guys? This is Rob Carbone coming at you with another episode of BD4. Episode 148. I'm sorry, 148. Episode 148 of the podcast tonight. It is Thursday, August 20th, as I speak. A couple hours after the New York Yankees get swept by their fathers at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, it was not a good week. It was a terrible week if you're a Yankees fan. Not just the losses, but the injuries seem to be piling up and piling up and piling up as they usually do. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna get into tonight for episode 148. Nothing out of the norm, but I have been watching. I've been paying attention to this the NBA playoffs, right? And I've been putting money down on a couple of games. Had a good day today. What was it? The Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers game. Miami keeps winning. They looked good. They took the victory. That Gordon Dragic, man, I tell you, that Gordon Dragic. I sound like a fucking like you're one of your casual, old school boomer type of fans there. That Gordon Dragic can sure shoot. No, but he's good. Jimmy Butler was doing his thing. So they won. The Rockets beat OKC. Also had money on that. I know the Bucks right now are playing Orlando, and then later tonight is the Los Angeles Lakers Blazers game, who actually took game one from the Lakers. So, there's been a couple of upsets there have been already, which is pretty interesting. But I think, in the end, I think, like we usually get, it'll be the great teams making it further. It's been interesting. I like what I'm seeing so far from the Clippers, although they didn't look great last night. But I think that's going to be my team to come out of the West. Now, the Western Conference is difficult. You also have the Lakers. I think fucking everyone's talking about the Lakers and Clippers meeting in the Western Conference Finals. So, that's going to be interesting. I think that could happen. There's a very good shot that both of those teams meet, but I do think the Clippers are going to be the superior team in the end. But at the same time, I always feel like LeBron James is going to do something, pull something out of his ass and make his make the fucking finals for the 12th time in a row or in his career, whatever. Not that he wins many. But yes, guys, we are back with episode 148 of the podcast. And listen, the Yankees haven't been playing well. They have not been playing well. They've been getting hurt. Nothing is in a good spot. We are officially in second place now in the division. It's disappointing. It's frustrating. But at the same time, don't say I never told you. And what I mean by that is this team, there was no way this team was going to get through a season. I don't care how many games healthy. They seem to have a curse, or they just seem to be very soft, very brittle, and can never manage to stay healthy. The latest news, turns out we've got 3 guys potentially heading to the DL in the last 2 games. Zach Britton the other night, lets up a couple of singles in a row, takes a loss. Now he's headed to the DL. Forget what it was. And then today, it's Gleyber Torres in the hamstring. It's James Paxton getting an MRI on the arm. That's never good. But, I mean, if I didn't tell you about James Paxton before, you haven't been listening, because I've been saying this, and everybody saw this coming. Everybody saw it. Everybody who watches him, who watches the Yankees, who has seen Paxton pitch so far this season, they saw it coming. He's already had a 4 mile per hour drop on his fastball this season, give or take a few decimals, but we saw that coming. He did not look sharp to open up the season. Then he looked good in one start, and the last 2, including today, have kind of been mediocre. The velocity has dropped. He's not getting as many strikeouts here and there. It's just, it's not looking pretty. He's headed to get an MRI, and I'm pretty sure the news is not going to be good. Never liked that trade to begin with. Not that Sheffield was a big-time prospect I was looking at. It's one of those you get what you pay for kind of things. We gave away a mediocre, prospect who was kind of on the decline. At one point, Sheffield may have been a top guy, but didn't look like he had that anymore. And he's not really amounted to anything yet. And then we get, Paxton, who's been very middling in return. He pitched 1 good game maybe last year in the playoffs, maybe was okay for another, I don't know. But now he's just, it's the same issue so far in the regular season. He's not healthy. And, he hasn't proved much to me. He's been very, very middle of the road, maybe above average if I'm going to be optimistic here. If I'm being nice, he's not been much better than average. So he's probably going to go to the DL. Gleyber Torres, who has been absolutely dreadful to watch this season, both at the plate and at shortstop. Wow. There's a chance he's going to be on an extended DL trip as well with the hamstring, because we know hamstrings can take forever. Right, Giancarlo? So that sucks. He was struggling, but, there's obviously the ceiling, the talent that, he could have still turned it around. But now he's, there's a great chance he's not going to be with us for a bit. DJ LeMahieu, the same thing here. It seems like it's going to be a 2 to 3 week thing. If I'm going to hit the, if there's an over-under button, I'm hitting the over. It's going to be at least 3 weeks, knowing the Yankees. And, they want to be cautious here in 60 games. Aaron Judge, they're saying there's a chance he could return this weekend, Saturday the earliest. That's a positive, but we'll see, right? We're at a point now, it's let's see actions. And, him and DJ are the 2 biggest pieces to this team offensively, right? You've obviously got Cole in the rotation, but, for this offense to do what we want them to do, those 2 will need to be healthy and effective. You've obviously got Aaron Judge with the power, with the impeccable eye, the plate discipline. And then you've got DJ LeMahieu, who, even more importantly, in my opinion, brings a completely new dynamic to this Yankees team. He's a guy who's going to make contact. He is a guy who is going to, settle for slapping the ball to right field and not just always trying to hit the long ball. So, they missed those 2 this weekend for sure. That was, a brutal 3-game stretch where we got swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. And, it showed that we needed LeMahieu. So let's recap the series game by game really quick. And then I guess we'll talk a little bit more about why the Yankees played the way they did. So let's head to break. And as soon as we get back, we'll recap games 1, 2, and 3, of the series, which were games 23, 24, and 25, if I remember correctly, on the season. Yes. So, we're going to head to break, and we'll be right back, guys. All right. Guys, really quick, I just want to remind you that if you go to my website at nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, You can find me on social media. You can find the links to my podcast and my blog. So that's all you got to do. Just go to my website, go to nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, and there will be a page that displays all of my information. All right, guys, thank you. Let's get back to the show. So game one, it was Masahiro Tanaka. Yankees took the 3-6 loss in that one. Don't know why I said it like that, 3-6. They took the 6-3 loss. Tanaka, he got shelled, and even the outs he was recording early on were hard hit outs. But he only won 4 frames, was banged around for 8 hits, served up 6 runs. 5 of them earned. Gary Sanchez had a pass ball because of course he did. But Tanaka didn't do well. It was that third inning where he let up 4 runs. And the Yankee offense, on the other hand, didn't do much either. A couple of big swings. Gary Sanchez went deep in the 4th. And then Luke Voit, who is hot right now, we'll talk about in a second, went deep in the 5th to give the Yankees their 3rd and final run. But that was really about it. The Yanks had some opportunities late, but couldn't get it done. They were hitless with runners in scoring position, I think in like 7 at-bats or so. Game 2, took the 4-2 loss. Garrett Cole pitched, and he pitched very, very well. Again, he pitched exceptionally. 6 2/3 innings, struck out 10, walked just 1 batter, allowed 6 hits, and 2 solo home runs were the only 2 runs on his line. We're going to talk about the home run issues in a second too, but he pitched well all in all. And the offense, though, for the Yankees couldn't get it done. Again, just a big swing and a sac fly. That was about it. Luke Voit in the 3rd inning stayed hot, hits a home run to bring the Yankees within 1 run. And then Gio Urshela ties it up with the sac fly in the 6th to make it 2-2. But I think maybe in the 8th inning, Zach Britton blows the game. It was 2-2. Britton comes in, back-to-back RBI singles. 2 outings in a row where he just didn't look right out there. And now, we find out after the game that he's headed to the DL. That was game 2. Sorry, if you're watching the podcast, I forgot to switch the graphic to game 2 highlights. I was just showing game 1 throughout both of those. But let's go to game 3. Game 3 was another loss earlier today. Yankees lost 10 runs to 5. And again, James Paxton out there. Velocity still down. 5 innings, 3 runs, a hit, but 4 walks against his 8 strikeouts. Now, offensively, a couple of home runs. Voit, again, stayed super hot. 1st inning homer, 1-0 Yanks. Gleyber Torres, RBI 6-3 ground out in the 3rd inning to make it 2-0 Yanks, but Paxton struggles in the 5th. Walks 3 batters, gives up a 2-run double, and then a sac fly to make it 3-2 Rays. Yankees answer back. In the bottom of the 5th, Gio Urshela hits a home run to make it 4-3 Yankees. But then in the top of the 6th, Paxton's day is done. In comes Adam Ottavino, and this guy continues to be the bust he's been so far for the Yankees. Terrible last postseason. And so far this regular season, he's been good, but I guess this is just an outing that I expect to see again against more disciplined hitting clubs in October, where he walks the batter, gives up a double, and then an RBI single the very next at bat to make it 4-4 tie ball game. And then in a high leverage situation, Aaron Boone goes to Luis Avalon in relief of Ottavino. Avalon gives up an RBI single, and then the very next at bat, he gives up a 3-run bomb. With some of the inherited runners going to Ottavino's line, a 3-run bomb, regardless, though, makes it 8-4 Rays. The Yankees get a couple runs, or they get one more, maybe, I think. Tyler Wade hits a double in the 6th, followed up by an Aaron Hicks walk, and then Voit hits an RBI single to make it 8-5. And then Sessa comes in the 9th, and they pretty much just punt it away. He gives up a 2-run bomb, 10-5 Rays take the victory. But yeah, guys, it wasn't pretty. again, like I said at the top of the show, it comes down to having guys like Aaron Judge and especially DJ LeMahieu at the top of that batting order. The Yankee bats this series were just 1 out of 21 with runners in scoring position. They scored just 10 total runs across these 3 games. So that's an average of a little over 3 per game. And then they hit 19 for 97, which is 196 with 27 strikeouts. So not a pretty series. And again, you have a catalyst like DJ bringing that contact hitting at the top of the order, starting it off, getting on base consistently for someone like Aaron Judge to follow up and either get on base as well or power both of them home. That's huge, and that's what the Yankees are missing right now. So it's a big-ass difference without those 2 guys, and hopefully we can get Aaron Judge back this weekend as expecting. But again, we're losing Torres now, potentially. We're losing another big arm out of that bullpen. Canley's gone with a Tommy John. Betances obviously is on the Mets, who we're supposed to be facing if it doesn't get canceled this weekend. And Chapman obviously just got back. But we're losing guys, we're getting them back, and we're losing them. We're never going to be fully healthy. We're never going to be this fully healthy team. It sucks. And it seems like it's always been like this. I'm so fucking tired, and I hate to curse, but I do it because I'm pissed off right now. I am so tired of just constantly, guys, having to deal with bullshit like this where the Yankees are always getting hurt. Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu, Zach Britton, Gleyber Torres, and I'm sure a few more I'm not even thinking about at the moment. They can't even play. You can't stay on the field for a 60-game season. It's hard to get mad at LeMahieu because this guy's usually healthy. He was healthy last season. The only games he didn't play, the majority of games he sat out were due to rest. But it's ridiculous. Everybody else, though. Aaron Judge and Stanton especially, it's like every year these clowns are going on the DL. It is every year. And just this team to be as brittle as they are, I don't see it paying off in the end. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an asshole fan. I may be an asshole fan to you, but I'm seriously this is honestly just my own opinion here. I don't see this team, cooking up that World Series recipe. I don't think they have it in them. It's the health that's an issue. It's the constant strikeouts and relying on the boomer bust. And it's that starting rotation, which is some nights it's iffy. Other nights they can have their good games. It's just, there's too much going on here where I think there are other teams who are more under controlled that have that better chance than the Yankees do. Hopefully I'm wrong. And we're not even there yet. Right now we're still trying to fucking focus on the division because the Rays now have first place and we're in second. Let me check just to make sure. I'm pretty sure the Yankees dropped to second place. Let's get to it. Where do I go for this? Okay, here. If you're watching the podcast, I'm going to bring it up right here on the screen. If you're listening, bear with me. But okay. Yeah, we're in second by 0.5 games and potentially could be even more games being that tomorrow night is postponed against the Mets. So Tampa keeps playing, and for as long as we're not going to be playing, they could keep stretching that lead. So they're 17-9 with a 654 winning percentage, and we are 16-9. So 0.5 back from the Rays now after that sweep at home. They own us right now. They are the Yankees' father. Okay. And I hate them. I hate the Rays. They are those pesky, annoying fucks that are kind of becoming, a little bit of a rival to us, but they sweep us. We're off the top. Second place now, looking to get hot again whenever we do play next. I know the Astros are hot, and that's kind of pissing me off. I think they just won their 8th in a row tonight. Yep, they did. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, I was hoping they would have lost, but nothing to do with us right now. Yankees keep losing though. We need them to get hot. Listen, look, you go to this 2020 regular season statistics. fucking DJ LeMahieu, where is he? I like how they go right to OPS when you go to the statistical leaders. Of course they do. Hashtag New Age Ball. You got DJ out here hitting 420 or 411 in second place in the entire league. And we don't have that right now. Again, that's so big. That's so big. You got the leading American League leader in average sitting on the bench because of that injury. So that right there itself is a huge loss. And then you got Aaron Judge, who went on the DL leading the league in home runs at that time with 9. You're missing that power. You're missing that contact. So 2 big pieces to this team. This Yankees team right now is sitting. So that sucks. That really does suck. And fucking that's it. That's pretty much it. As far as the Yankees go, guys, it's. I'm so tired of these injuries. I'm so tired of everything. Hopefully, Luke Voit can stay healthy because he's been their best hitter for a bit now. Their best healthy player. Big week for Luke Voit. Pushes his average up to 311. Now 10 home runs, 20 RBIs, the OPS well over 1,000, like 1,116 or something. He is just killing it right now, guys. And I got to give him credit. If I were to do that progress report, usually in a normal 162 game season, if you guys follow the blog, I'll usually post a monthly progress report where I grade everybody on the roster. Obviously, with the shortened season, I'm probably not going to do that. But I would probably give Luke Voit somewhere in the A category because he's been that great. So he's been at least good. Aaron Hicks, was he at the top of the order today? He gets on base, I get it. He walks a ton, but he doesn't hit. I feel like somebody who gets on base but just does it only by walking should be batting 9th. I think he'd be the perfect 9 hitter. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I hate him leading off. It's temporary, though. So, second place. Bats have been awful. The arms have been up and down as they usually are. And I'm going to go watch the rest of the Orlando-Milwaukee game. If that's not over yet, let's check. And then after that, I believe is the NBA draft lottery, which is, if you're a Knicks fan, you really look forward to this kind of shit because we're never great, never good. So we're always trying to focus on this draft positioning. So, hey, this is the night where, or is it the night where we finally get our number 1 pick? Highly doubt that. But LaMelo Ball is likely going to be that number 1 guy. So tonight we pretty much are going to find out if the Knicks are in contention for him. And, but he's not the only guy I like. He's my favorite, probably my number 1 option. But I love Killian Hayes. Big Obi Toppin guy. Hopefully that's how you pronounce the kid's name. But, I dove into a bunch of those NBA pre-draft prospects a couple of months ago. So if you guys want to check those episodes out, be sure to do so. I think it's like, it goes from like episode maybe 120 to like 130 something. There's a lot of them out there. I dove into a lot of those pre-draft prospects, a lot of guys I did at the top of the draft, a lot of guys towards the bottom of the draft, some second round guys. I covered some late first round guys and then some early first round guys. So go check those episodes out, guys. It's on my page. The website should be right in front of you if you're watching the podcast. Just go to nysportstalk.wordpress.com/connect. It should also be in the description on whatever platform you are listening/watching this on. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, as far as the Yankees go tonight and this series. Not a good one whatsoever. So whatever, we move on and hopefully we can kind of rebound and get as healthy as we fucking can with this team. So we're going to head to break one last time, and then when we get back, we're going to get to our NYK question of the day. All right, be right back. Hey guys, really quick, I just want to remind you that if you go to my website at nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, you can find me on social media. You can find the links to my podcast and my blog. So that's all you got to do. Just go to my website, go to nysportstalkrc.wordpress.com, and there will be a page that displays all of my information. All right, guys, thank you. Let's get back to the show. All right, so last time in episode 147, I asked you guys, there have been 3 Yankees in the history of the franchise to toss a perfect game. Just name one of those. So name one of 3 Yankees to toss a perfect game in their history. The answers to that question, you could have said David Cone, you could have said David Wells, or Don Larson. Okay. So could have said either one of those 3 and you would have been correct. But tonight's NYK question of the day. What was Jorge Posada's career high for home runs in a season? So one more time, what was Jorge Posada's career high for home runs in a season? Okay, so again, message me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I'm not on Twitter a lot these days, so best to reach me on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook or Instagram. You can either message me there or comment on the post once I publish this podcast. Jorge Posada's single season home run high. That's the question for tonight. For episode 148, guys, that'll be it. So I do want to thank everybody for stopping by. I really do appreciate everything you guys, every time you guys tune in. And I appreciate the criticism. I appreciate the every time I get a like or every time somebody subscribes or even downloads or listens to it. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. So thank you so much. And I think that's going to be it for episode 148. We've talked about everything we need to talk about. Not a good time right now for New York Yankees fans. I'm sure they'll start winning a couple of games again and get hot. But as for now, we got to focus on getting healthy and we got to focus on winning this division. I got to stop trying to jump ahead and talk about playoffs, which I like to do so often. Can't help that. But, the Yankees have to get healthy. The Yankees have to focus one game at a time to try and win this division. And that's that, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in one last time. Rob Carbone, your host, Rob Carbone of BD4. BD4, where there is no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, please do so right now. It means a lot. All right, guys, I'll see you next time at episode 149. All right, ciao. This podcast is sponsored by Anchor.